Welcome to the Unleashed Potential Podcast, the number one Australian podcast brought to you by your hosts, Omar Hassan, Umar Elmi, Abduljabar Haji, and myself, Abduljabar Jama. We discuss both meaningful and everyday topics, so sit back, relax, and enjoy our conversation as we share our experiences.
Assalamu alaikum everybody, and welcome back to another episode in the Unleashed Potential Podcast. You know what? I think it's been a really hectic week. And yeah, it has, man. It has. It's been up and down with the weather. It's been crazy busy for me. And I've got some crazy busy plans as well.
You got a lot going on right now.
A lot, man. So, inshallah, we can smash through this episode as well.
Inshallah.
Yeah. How you been, man?
I've been good. I've been on the same boat as you. Been really busy. Actually, I think everyone's just been busy lately. I don't know what it is.
I think it's coming up towards the end of the year, but because of coronavirus and the lockdown, that it doesn't feel like that we're coming up to the end of the. I mean, look, we're sitting at close to end of September. Soon it's going to be October.
That's true.
You know,
yeah.
Around this time, I should be in Bali or Malaysia or something. You know.
Actually, yeah. Right now, I'll be prepping my holidays. I'll be planning everything.
Yeah.
Because that's when you have the Christmas leave, all that sort of stuff.
That's the best time, man. Before the Christmas
planning.
rush too. Yeah.
It's true. Feels like there's a bit of a void because of the travel and the whole COVID thing like that. But I think what it was is, especially early in the year, the COVID was a new thing. So with a lot of us, we had a lot of extra time. And we're sitting around figuring out what can we do, how can we fill it. Now it's been there for a while. We've already filled that time in. We here in WA opened up, so we're getting everything back to normal. So now I think we're all full tilt here in Western Australia. Plus everyone's picked up extra stuff to do, extra hobbies, extra little tasks. So now it's getting busy.
It's weird, man. It's weird. But anyway, man, let's get into the episode today.
Let's go.
So, as always, the way we kick off the episode is with a What's on Your Radar segment, just to see what's going on, what's been popping, the past couple of weeks for you, see the world through your eyes, So, tell me, man, what's something that's piqued your interest? Can be anything, social media, can be on, something you saw that nobody else saw. It can be a random thought that came across and you were like, you know what? It can be anything, man. So,
well, I know we're doing this episode while the first game of the Western Conference Finals is playing. And I watched 3 quarters, and right as the fourth quarter started when you rocked up. Yeah. So right now the only thing on my mind is watching that fourth quarter. But other than that,
man.
Do you remember the Grenfell the Grenfell Towers in London that got burnt down? I think it was 2017.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I just saw something on social media saying that the files that had the whole cases and everything of that incident was stored on a laptop and it got wiped. So, everything is
files
gone.
For what cases?
So the thing with the flat was, so a lot of people died. I think it was 100 and something people died. So a fire started. Apparently the construction or the materials or the renovation or something they did on the tower was faulty, wasn't really good, and which allowed the fires to spread really quickly. So the firefighters actually had a policy where the building's supposed to contain fires fairly well. So when a fire does happen, everyone stays in their apartment because the fire should stay on the floor or a flat while the firefighters come in and fight it.
Yeah.
But because of all the faults, the fire spread. But the firefighters already was telling everyone stay in your apartments and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, a lot of people passed away, and everyone was outraged, what's going on, and it's been years now, and I think there's lawsuits and cases and people going down their throats, and then now all that information, all the paperwork, all the information pretty much stored was on one single laptop, and it got wiped, and now I don't know what they're doing about it or anything like that. But it just shows to you that the things that
it got wiped all of a sudden.
But we do a podcast here, and we have 3 different backups.
I've watched too many Netflix shows to know that this is.
All I'm saying is
this is messed up.
We're doing a podcast. We got my computer. We got a dedicated hard drive and a storage system where we save our files. We got our personal stuff saved on 3 things, and we're not the government. We're not handling serious file cases and stuff like that. So you got you know that. It just it smells of something funny, it reeks of.
You need Raymond Reddington on this, man.
Oh yeah,
the blacklist.
Someone's not walking away out of this. But it shows that when when they say, oh, you know, we're equal, we care about everything and stuff like that, he goes, you know, it's shown by your actions, you know. And when you have like, you know, some guy that's on the streets dealing like some small petty drugs, his files is going to be saved on backed up in 6 different places for 10 years. I mean, you mix your taxes right now. Like, they came back to me and saying, yo, where's your 2012 taxes? Like, I'm not even serious. They came up to me while I did this year's tax return and said, hey,
were you in school then?
No. So I graduated 2010. So this was a couple of years after, and I was working part-time. So I did do my tax return, but it was like there was some small little fault, and it wasn't major at all. But they came back this year after I hand mine in, and they were like, yo, there was a mess up here, what's going on?
Isn't it supposed to be like 5 years max?
I forgot. I think it was
like if there's an error or something. Okay, maybe it's 7.
I forgot how much it was, but the fact that they came back and go, hey, we need a bit more information, you know, this thing got flagged. They can come back, they can dig through your history
anytime.
Easily.
But
then the things, and then certain things disappearing, I was like,
nah.
So that kind of piqued my. I didn't do any research on it, I didn't read it up on it. I just popped up. And it's one of those things where I just looked at it and I was like, nah, don't trust it. What about you? What's been on your radar?
What's been on my radar actually has been, you know, lately there's been a few cases of mainly females. But you get a fair few of males as well, from East African descent who have just up and disappeared, either kidnapped or just ran away from home. There was a recent case of a lady that got, now alhamdulillah she's been found, but she disappeared for a while. Western Australia police was put out a, you know, be on the lookout, you know, flag for everybody else. And wallahi, it's just, and I see it on Twitter, because I use Twitter quite a bit as well, and I see it on Twitter, like a lot of the cases, man, it's scary and it's crazy. It's because like these are individuals that could be your brother, your sister, you know, your cousin, your daughters, or you know, it's just, and it seems like it's going on the rise, you know, like it's not slowing down. There's just been so many cases of them where they have been, you know, just, is there like a common trend? Is there anything? I don't know, but when you read some of the comments and stuff, a lot of the people speculate, right? And it's not right to speculate, right? But a lot of them speculate that it could be something to do within the home that's not safe, or that she or he has had some sort of disagreement and just ran away and decided to tell their close friends that they're not, you know, they want to stay with them and they're not going to contact their parents, they're not going to contact anyone. And then obviously the parents, you know, they start to get worried, so they call the police, try and find out where this person is, try and locate them, and then it just sends the whole, and then after 48 hours they just reappear. So alhamdulillah that they're safe, but there are some instances where they are not safe actually, and they have been kidnapped, and the only time that they find them is when they have unfortunately passed away. It's just, it's disheartening, man, because, you know, I think that if you live with your family and you haven't reached out to them in, even if it's 24 hours, right? Even though you think that your family think that you're safe, don't. Because your family, don't assume. Because your family, if they haven't seen you for 24 hours, and if it's out of character for you to not appear home, like this might be your once in a life, or once in a blue moon, or maybe once a year, you decided, you know what, I'm just going to crash over here at my mate's house, you know, and sleep over. Just because you made that decision and you know where you are and you feel you're safe, doesn't mean that your parents also know that you are safe. So just reach out to them and just let them know, hey, I'm safe, you know, I'm just crashing at a mate's house or whatever. Even if you want to let your brother know or let your sister know, you know, somebody in the family that you trust, or a close friend. So if your parents do put out a flag saying, hey, we can't find this guy, you know, or this person, or this girl, at least somebody will say, no, she's safe. She doesn't want to tell you where they are, but that she's safe. You know what I mean? So just let somebody know where you are.
It reminds me of what happened to a friend of mine at work. So there's 2 Kenyan brothers that I work with. One of them is married, and so pretty much what happened was their cousin lives here and she lives with her boyfriend. All right, and so one day I just remember them calling, just looking worried at work, and just being on the phone every time they're on break, taking like extra breaks to be on the phone, and they're calling and stuff like that. And then one day, one of the older brothers goes, "Oh, I gotta go," like something popped up, like I gotta go, and then they took like a week off work. So after when they came back, I asked, what's going on, and they're very sad and distraught, and they go, "Oh, my sister's been missing my cousin's been missing for a while."
Wow.
And she was supposed to go, and the reason why they picked up on it, she was supposed to go to America, to go to a graduation, like a family graduation, and so what happened was she wasn't answering, she wasn't picking up, and so they tried to call the boyfriend, and the boyfriend's not picking up, nothing's going on. And the cops are like, you know what, they might have went somewhere and haven't told you guys and all that sort of stuff. So, and then he got fishy because when the older brother, the reason why they were doing phone calls is he called the boyfriend's work and said, "Hey, look, the guy's been missing. I can't find my daughter, and the guy's been missing. I'm just wondering if he's been showing up to work." And they're like, "He hasn't been showing up to work." So that's when they're like, "All right, call the cops, send him to the house." So the cops go to the house. They can't just kick the door down.
No.
So the brother does, and then finds the sister passed away in the house. So the boyfriend did it.
Away.
The boyfriend murdered her, and then fled back to Kenya. And literally that day when he left work was the day where the boyfriend's work called him and said, "Yeah, we haven't got anything." So the police said, "Hey, look, we can't go into the house, but if you're here and you're allowed to, you can." So that day when he said, "I gotta go," and he was in a rush and left for work, was the day he went to go kick the door down. And so I'm just at work, like, just minding my own business. He comes in, and then one of the days he tells me that, and I'm like, "Have you told work any of this?" And he's like, "Nah." I'm like, "Go home, dude." Like, he showed up to work the next day. And
Bro,
I'm just like, and he's telling me this, and I'm in shock. And I'm just like,
I think I might need a day off.
And then he goes, "Oh, should I tell the manager or whatever it is?" And she's in a meeting, and I'm like, don't. She's in a meeting. Don't. I'll handle it. You go home. Like, I'll tell them what's going on, and I'll tell them to contact you later. Go home, dude. And so he went home. But like, yeah, like that whole story of like people going missing. And the reason why I brought it up was, and I'm thinking like, all right, if they were to contact their parents or their siblings or whatever often, it might have been caught earlier. Because if, like you said, if you talk to your parents or your brothers or your siblings or whoever's in the vicinity every day and you miss a day, then they're going to call you up. If you call every week, then it's if you miss a week, that's when they call you up.
Yeah.
So the longer you leave it, the longer it takes for them to realize there's something wrong.
Exactly.
So you should always be like staying in contact.
Like, not even if you are not close with your family, or if you've got some issues with your family, but you've got a family friend, or you've got yourself, like your own friends, at least reach out to them. Because, they don't have a problem with telling your parents that you're safe, And a lot of the times parents, they'll reach out to you. If they can't find you, they'll reach out to your friends.
Happens all the time, yeah.
So just that's the main thing, is just for your own safety. Like I said, you might feel safe at that particular time, but your parents don't know you feel safe, and that's what they want to understand, And yeah, man. So inshallah, that trend should be on the decline. Inshallah. I pray that it is on the decline, but that's what I've noticed, man. That's what's piqued my interest lately.
It's interesting. I haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
So should we get started on the episode?
Absolutely, man. Let's do it. So today, I had a brief chat a couple of days back, actually, to a close friend of mine. And he basically said that, look, I'm looking to do this and that. And who do you recommend, as a supplier or provider? And I immediately thought to myself, you know what? Why don't I plug in someone that I know that's got a local business, And then as soon as I mentioned that person basically said, you know what, if I go with this person, what's the cost? If I go with this person, what's the commitment like? What's this that like? There was already like a perceived understanding of this person's dedication, even though they don't know them that well. They already perceive that they might get a discount simply because, I'm referring this person. But if I refer them to a private company, it's like some other foreign company, then he wouldn't ask those similar questions. So I figured, this is probably like an important topic because, it's something that we all might come across, or something that we all don't know about much, or hasn't crossed our minds, and will eventually, inshallah. But it is the whole notion of supporting your local business, right? Local in the sense of your friends, local in the sense of your community, local in the sense of another Muslim person, local in the sense of, even if they're not here within geographically local, even though it is someone that's overseas, you're still helping another business thrive, something that's small and is not a big corporation, So yeah, what it basically means to support your local business, because you think about it, right? Through the mindset of somebody actually starting this business. Starting a business is probably one of the most stressful, hardest and terrifying, time-consuming thing that you can do without any guarantee of success. You might have some projection, some probability of success, but it's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of the times whenever we start these businesses, right, the mindset is that even if we don't get our intended target market, there's always that little voice in the back of the head saying that my local community will help me. They got my back. Even if I'm going to make it eventually, the starting phase would be, like, for example, you're trying to start a Somali restaurant, say, for example, okay? Now, your intended market is to provide Somali food to those who don't know Somali food. But before you get there, you want your Somali people to come and,
they got to verify it.
Yeah, they got to come in, they got to see it. And even then, they will keep you going. They will keep you afloat until you eventually reach your target market. So that being said, as a consumer and not a business person, I want to dive into the concept of supporting your local business and what it truly means, and possibly even the benefits of it that could come to everyone.
Well, the best part about supporting your local business is you got connections. And it happens all the time. Like, I just moved in. I need some floor work. Oh, yeah, don't worry. I know a tiler. I know a plumber that can do it for you. I've seen communities and people and groups that go, when someone's building a house or doing something, they each have different skills, and someone will bring that skill to the table, like regardless. So, for example, if I'm a chef, and that's what I do, and that's my business. If you're getting married, I go, look, Omar, I'm gonna cater it for you. Don't worry about it. I got you. And the reason why I'm gonna say that to you is because you supported me before, and then now next time if I do that for your wedding, if anything happens and you have a certain skill, you know what I mean? I need a shed put up. I need some lawn mowing. I need something, and that's your skill in your area. You kind of help me out, and then that word spreads through that way. So, like, obviously, not free handouts. Something might be like discounts or whatever it is. With labor, and that's only to the closest of your friends and family, right? I hate when people ask for a discount, especially when the business just started, because you got to understand businesses, especially if it's a Muslim business and they're not taking out loans with interest or anything like that, they're in the hole, right? You put up a huge investment up front. Your business just started. You're already in the hole. You haven't even covered what you spent on the business yet. Yeah. And people are asking for discounts already. It's kind of like, are you trying to help me, or you just want me to give you freebies, right?
Do you know, as a real true friend, or as a real true supporter of your local businesses, what you should actually do is not even pay the target price, right? You should pay above that. This is how you truly support your business, because what you're doing is, yes, you're putting money into the community, but you're also giving him a little extra to help him
what's funny?
Raise to that level really quickly.
We fight for whoever pays the bill when we go out somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like, you go up to a random restaurant and we're all eating. One person gets up to pay the bill. Everyone's like, hey, where do you think you're going? Like, I got it. And they're all fighting. But you go to a friend's restaurant or a friend's place, it's kind of like, yo, give me a discount. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, all right, so a business you don't know of, you don't care about who pays. You're willing to do all the normal stuff. But then a business that you're supporting, a local business, you're not even willing to
for me, like, for me, I gotta be honest. Like, previously, I would never trust local businesses. I just felt like that they were overpriced, or that they were this and that. But then, as I grew older, I started to realize, what? The reason they're overpriced is because they cannot compete on price, right? They've got good quality, but they don't get a lot of foot traffic, or they don't get a lot of consumers coming in and purchasing from them.
Or not
right?
even that, they're not buying in larger quantities, such as like larger companies.
No,
and
of
stuff
course.
like that,
but to reach that level, they need to start having an influx of, consumers.
Mm-hmm.
And so the only way that can happen is if we start, and the only change that can be made is from myself, right? So I start with myself. So what I started doing is I started saying, you know what? If I'm going to shop, groceries aside, obviously, but if I'm going to shop for a particular item and I know for a fact that this person has it and he's a local, either a Muslim brother or an East African brother, even if it's just a random African brother, right? Or he is, somebody that's within Western Australia, within our community, or, I always go and try and help them, as opposed to, putting my money somewhere else.
I'm the same way. I'd rather buy something at a local store here than buy online at like a huge discount, because now, especially with the COVID, people are buying things online a lot, which is coming from China, and they're shipping, and it's like all these areas where they're able to do it very cheap.
Of course, but what I'm saying is that now I'm more intentional about my purchases when it comes to buying things that I could pretty much get either from a local supplier or from an overseas supplier. Even if there's a price point difference, I still go, you know what, well, this helps contribute to my local community. This helps contribute to my Muslim brother who's starting a business, probably doing it tough. You know what, let me help him or her, and, I might get ajr out of that money too.
Yeah. Especially because that's your intentions in the first place.
Exactly.
But with that whole, going to the businesses and making sure you help out, it's not just, let's say, like, for example, you said the Somali restaurant. Like, a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll talk to their friends that they know will go to that Somali restaurant. Their Somali friends, the East African friends and stuff like that. But when they're at work, or when they're at like uni, or when they're at these type of places, they're not sharing that information or spreading the word to everyone else in the community. Like when I have friends that have businesses and I'm supporting them, I'm at work to the Christian, Jewish, whoever it is at work. I'm going, hey, if you ever feel like some East African food, I know a brother down here. They do a great kebab places. I'm not just going to the local people that already know it.
Of course.
I'm spreading that information, because, like you said, it starts off with the people that know about it in the community, and then it spreads off to just the general community in whichever area you're in. Like you expand, and you're meant to help expand. So firstly, yes, I'm going to tell my friends, hey, Omar, have you heard of this spot? And once all my mates know, I'm going to start spreading that even further and further and further. And like you said, not just asking for discounts, things like that. And if you can't,
bro, even on the discounts thing, sorry, just to interrupt you. Whenever I, intentionally go to these local businesses, I say to them, because they always offer a discount. Especially if they know you, they will always offer a discount or throw in a freebie. And I say, no, sell it to me full price, as if you would sell to anybody, because I want to be able to help you. That's how it is, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
But also, with me, I've always shopped local. If I couldn't shop local, I'll shop small businesses. Like, always, especially when it comes to food and things like that. Because for me, the biggest thing is the trust value. Like you said, the price might be different. It might be a little bit more expensive. But when you go there constantly, when you know the person, when you know where the source is coming from, if you go to Macca's, you don't know if they're spitting in your food. You know what I mean? But if I go to, Ali's place, his kebab shop or whatever it is, and he sees me come in and I say salam, I know he's going to make me a great kebab. You know what I mean? I know I'm going to have a good conversation. You know what I mean?
Of course,
like, I know that it's going to be good. I know I'm helping him out. I know the food's going to be fresh. And you're going to get like discounts and stuff like that. Not in the sense of, oh, hey, just get a free discount. It can be in the sense of the shop's closing, we got to throw this stuff away, let me give it all to you.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that, where you'll get little bonuses and perks, which is not going to hamper their business, but gives you a boost or a little bit extra stuff.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time. And that's why I love going to, I go to places and I get like free stuff here, little stuff there.
Yeah.
I'll sit down and have a conversation. I'll meet people, and I do that because I'd much rather do it at a place where it's more comfortable and local than it is larger. And then in the back of your mind, when you know you're helping someone out and you know they're succeeding, it's just a good feeling.
And it opens doors.
Yeah.
It opens doors, because this person, when he succeeds, he employs more people. When other people see him succeed, other people will start businesses that are similar to his or complement his, and feel the need that, you know what, if this guy can do it or this girl can do it, then I can too, But I heard something where the Chinese or the Asian community in general, or the Jewish community in general, they have each dollar that they spend circulates
a lot longer in there.
Within the community at least 20 times before it goes out. So you have somebody that goes into the community, spends $1 or $100. That $100 would stay within the community, going from one hand to the other, each of them supporting each other's local businesses, right? At least 20 times before it goes out to another community. Whereas us, the first paycheck we get, $100 straight to outside of the community. Random place.
Gone.
And it's not supporting anyone. You know, but these guys, they do it intentionally to help each other.
Well, yeah, and the best part about that is it's businesses relying on other businesses. Like, it's like a community of businesses, you know what I mean? You might be the manufacturer supplying me, you know what I mean? This guy might be doing the coffee, this guy might be doing construction, this guy might be doing whatever it is. And firstly, you got to have a connection in the community. Right. Secondly, you got to support. Like you said, if I achieve something, then that gives you the drive to do whatever it is. So if you open up a construction business and you're doing really well, mashallah, then I might go, you know what? If he's able to do that, why can't I do my restaurant? Why can't I do whatever it is? And if you're able to literally help each other and you're doing the small things like not taking the discounts, supporting, putting their marketing their business, stuff like that, they will in turn return do that for you. Then your business grows, and then now you're sitting in a community where, if you're injured or you need something, don't worry, I know a doctor that will sort you out.
Exactly.
You know? Or you got into an accident or you have some legal disputes, I know a lawyer that can help you out. You know what I mean? And that what that does is it doesn't just help you, it helps the community in such a huge way. And actually, speaking of that, another thing that's on my radar, a little side dip, but stays on the topic. In America, 19 African American families came together and they bought, I forgot how many hectares of land. They bought like a huge plot of land, and they're trying to make like a black community, not isolated completely from everyone else.
Bro, I think I came across that. Yeah.
So they don't want to be isolated from everyone else. They're not saying, it's just black or whatever it is. Obviously, they're going to be within the community and everything like that. But it's going to be majority black. It's going to be actually almost all black. But obviously, people can come in and out, and they're supporting local businesses. And it's all funded by like 19 families. You know?
Wow.
And I was like, and a lot of people started. Like, there was people on both sides, people going, this just looks like another gated community where they're leaving, the impoverished neighborhoods and sticking by themselves and, ignoring the plight of other people. But I look at it as like, if they do leave and they jump into a community and they stay there and they ignore where they came from, that's understandable. But if they go there and strengthen themselves up there, like I said, like with the multiple communities,
pull more people in.
And then with that strength, go out and help everyone else while pulling in at the same time. Then it becomes something that's like,
they did something like that in Sydney, but I think it's with the Islamic community. What they did is they bought the Muslim banks. I think they went in and purchased like this huge pot of land, and they started dividing it up into little sections, and they were selling it to Muslims, and they only advertised to Muslims to let them know, hey, we've got these available. So and trying to build up that little Islamic community in a sense. It happens.
Like when my mom went to Minnesota, and man, the stuff that she was showing me there, like malls is filled with Somalis, like stores and stuff like that, like just whole areas.
I love it, man. There's just something about it. It's just beautiful, man.
Yeah, it's what it is. Like, when you go to like the city, there's almost every major city has like a Chinatown or like an Asian place where you just go in and there's nothing in English. You don't understand what's going on.
Love it.
And you just feel like it's a slice of a different country there.
I know.
And you're like, if that was like your own people, like here in WA we're a bit small. Sydney, mashallah, like you said, the Muslim community is really large there, and they do have areas where it does make you feel like you're somewhere different. But that's what we should be striving for. We should be striving for enhancing each other, helping each other, and that goes by strengthening each other, not trying to strengthen yourself by asking for discounts. That discount one, I'm not letting that go, because it happens all the time. Like, I see it, and like you said, to the point where the business owner is pressured into thinking that he'll be a bad guy if he doesn't offer the discount to the people in the community.
I know.
You know what I mean? We've been friends together. You can't take $5 off. What's wrong? Like, I'm here all the time supporting you. Why don't you give me $5 off? Or
not even that, man. Just the review process as well. Like going onto the websites and saying, "Yo, this is perfect. I love this local community, this local business, whatever." Leaving good reviews, as you would to any other business, But I wanted to ask a question.
Okay, go for it.
At what point should the community or your local friends support you as a local business? Is it, I don't know, say for example you start a hijab company or a restaurant, or any kind of business that you start, right? Or an event organization business, whatever. Is the support crucial before you launch, at launch, or is it only once you actually prove your commitment, that you've got some skin in the game, that you've proven, then the community should rally behind you and say, look, this is something that's worth helping and actually boosting it up?
Well, firstly, hopefully you're a part of the community enough where they know whether, like, the type of person you are. Like, they should, if your reputation is to the point where they're like, okay, cool, that he might fail, he might succeed, but we know he's going to give it his all and he's not going to let us down. If that's the case, they're going to be supporting you from the get-go. I reckon the community is more when it starts, when the business starts off. Your friends, your family, the people that are close to you, like your mates and stuff, they should be supporting you as you're starting up the business. So, for example, if you're getting a logo, getting the name sorted, finding a place, stuff like that, that's when your friends can help, all right?
That's when you, as a local aspiring business, can actually support other businesses, right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's when your friends can help. So, for example, if you come to me and you go, oh, yeah, I'm starting up, I go, oh, I know a guy that does graphic design. Yeah. He's the one that taught me. You can go to him. That's when your friends kind of help you. Obviously, they're not going to do most of the work because that's when you're starting up. That's on you to, know. But once you open it up, once you're to the point where you go, all right, I'm at the point where I've opened up. Now, you don't know what mistakes that a person is going to make, especially if it's their first business. So that's when you give them full support. The whole community comes in, shows the support. This guy's going whatever it is. And like you said, the hardest part is of businesses is marketing. Because if you open up a business now, who knows about your business? Why would they come to you? Like, where's it going to go out there? It's all about like marketing and getting it out there. So right before that business opens up, like that period of when it's opening up, you and your mates should be spreading that word to the communities, putting it in the masajid, putting it in community halls, spreading it out to everyone you know. And then when it opens up, that's when it's on. The onus comes onto the community now. Like, okay, cool, it opened up. I got to go and show support. Yeah. Right. So now, like you said, once the community shows support and stuff like that, that's when everyone else starts to like figure it out and come through. And then people will kind of stay. For example, if it is a hijab business, I might, throw up and start supporting and whatever it is, but don't expect 3 months later me to be walking in there like, well, I'm a guy, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like certain businesses or certain things you might not enjoy or you might not take a part of in that business. But showing that initial support at the beginning, of course, to get that name out there, to get that going and stuff like that is, I reckon, the community's point. Like, they're supposed to do that.
Absolutely. And I think one of the scary moments or the nervous moments for a lot of local businesses will be the day of launch, because I don't know why, but you have this feeling that on launch day basically is a decider whether you are a successful business or not. When in fact that's not the case. Your first day will always be the quietest day. Yeah. And then the amount of customers picks up as the years go by, right? So it takes around 2 to 5 years, they say, before a business can officially be considered successful, right? So launch day, I don't know why, but people, a lot of the times they figure launch day as the day where they need a lot of support. So you as a local consumer should be helping your local businesses by going on the day of the launch, right? If they're having a launch event, even if they're having giveaways, even if they're having all of these things, right?
Share it.
Exactly. Share it, post it up, let people know about it, try and get as many people, and then you yourself go as well. Make the time. Like, I know sometimes it's tough to just, take time out of your busy schedule, your busy life to go and support a local business, but you don't know the feeling that it has for that person. Imagine you were in their shoes, and just like the Prophet ﷺ said, love for your brother what you love for yourself. So if you would love for this person, if you would love for yourself to be successful and appreciated in the community, go out and appreciate others and love, their business, and actually put time, energy, and money into their business. You don't know the appreciation that it has. So I think it's very crucial to get the support also right at the phase before launch. The whole building up, because you think about it as a local business, right? A lot of people, they have a tendency not to tell their friends or their relatives about their business.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean their entrepreneurial lifestyle, not their
Yeah,
business.
not their personal business, huh?
Yeah. And, you know, I used to always wonder, why is that? And I think in part it's due to not having that support, that if you tell somebody about it, in fact, this person's not only not going to support you, but most likely might steal your idea, might, you know, tell other people that might steal your idea, or they themselves might find a way to sort of hate on you. They might envy you. They might, you know, like just so in a way you're sort of protecting yourself, but you would never like not tell your close friends if you had that support. Like imagine you came up to your friends and said to them, look, I'm thinking of starting a, you know, an actual business. And they said, bro, I'm there for you, man. Whatever, tell me what do you need and I will help you make sure you are successful.
I think most people have good friends and most of their friends do say that. But I think the reason why people, especially before it starts up, don't tell people is because if I come up to you and I go, hey, man, I'm opening up this business. It's a month away, 2 months away, whatever it is. And you're hyped and you're going to support me and all this sort of stuff happens. And then 2 months later, you come and you go, hey, what's going on with the business? And if I didn't back at what I set up, now I'm sitting there going, man, I should have just shut my mouth because I'm delayed an extra couple of months or whatever it is.
I get that. But let's say you're fully committed and you know for a fact you're going to go through with it. You still wouldn't tell, you know, and I think in part it's due to that, not having that support or not like I know females, for example, as soon as they say, I just started my business and they post it up on social media, bro, the amount of support they get from their, you know, their female friends.
I can't comment on that.
Why not?
Because you see that all the happy you know, oh yeah, congratulations, da da da, and then you ask her to go, oh, you know, you're getting so much support, and she goes, oh yeah, but this one is, you know, this one's this one.
No, I get it, but you know, they're sharing, they're posting their, even if they're not fully friends, right? Your local friends, your local community, your close friends are the ones that truly put the dollar down, you know, their dollar where their mouth is. But the ones that don't know you are the ones at the very least, you know, to help their local community spread the word, you know, and a lot of the times they do that, whether it's with the right intention or not, they still spread the word and let other people know about the business, you know. But when it comes to like, you know, the males within our community, I don't know, they just have this, it feels like if they're spreading the word about a business, or a local friend that just started a business of some sort, then it feels like, you know what, I'm telling the world about this person when I myself am not doing anything. It's kind of like a competition kind of thing. And they don't see it as, no, man, you're helping your local brother out. And you never know when your time comes, you know, the favor will be returned. But nonetheless, I just felt like it was necessary to understand that, you know, before the launch, the support is also crucial. And there has been instances where I've seen also, this one group of friends, what they do is whenever somebody decides to start a business, they come together as a group of friends and they host a business shower, kind of like a baby shower, you know. But they have like a business shower. The name's
way off, but yeah.
I know, but like it's a business shower, right? So if this person, for example, wanted to start a cupcake business, they'll have like a group of friends that will come together and they will give them a cupcake mixer. They'll buy them the things that, you know, like shower them with the things that they feel like they could use in the business. You know, a year's subscription of whatever it is, software that they need. You know, all of these things, you know. As well. So like, and and I thought about it. I was like, yo, man, like, why can't we do that as a community? You know, as soon as we hear somebody starting a business, even though they have no experience, no skill whatsoever, like, and even if you don't have money to put down and say, look, I'll help you with this, why don't you help them with the connections? What if you know a really good person that can make logos or can make a website or whatever, bro, hook them up with it. Don't just hold it to yourself. You know what I mean? Like at that level, putting your connections and your dollar on the line and showing, you know, your support.
Also, don't just give support to give support. Support isn't just saying yes and praising the person. I'll give you an example. We have a friend that opened up a kebab store and, you know, like eatery. And so we went there, you know, it was his first few days, whatever it is, and we're eating and we get a burger. and the burger was really good, but the ratio, the bun was a little off, and there was a few things here and there. And so he asked me after the meal, and it was an amazing burger, don't get me wrong, but he asked me after the meal, how was the burger? I said it was great, and he goes, is there any improvements? I said, oh, it's all right. And he goes, no, seriously, tell me if there's any improvements. And I said, hey, look, the bun is really thin, while the burger's like a huge, humongous burger, you know what I mean? So like it gets soggy, it gets soaky, you know what I mean? Maybe just make the bun a little bit thicker, or fit the big bun. And my mate next to me elbowed me like, hey, shut up, it's a good burger, why are you telling him that? I'm like, man, I'm helping him, you're not. You just hiding all these little small mistakes or things that could improve, and just lying to him by trying to like inflate his ego is not going to help him with the business. If he comes with a logo and he goes, hey man, I just spent weeks and hours and working whatever, I got this logo. If you feel sorry by telling him it doesn't look good, you gotta man up and say, hey man, like I personally,
as long as it's constructive,
as long as it's constructive and you're doing it for the right reason to help him improve, and also
and
you
not just
understand,
hating.
and you understand it's your opinion, because if it's subjective, like a logo, whatever it is, you go, look, I still ask around other people, but for me, I don't think it's good, and be realistic and honest to them. That also helps, rather than just going, oh yeah, everything's working fine, turn a blind eye to it, and then later on when he goes, oh, I thought everything was going so well, people don't like it, and you go, I don't know why. Get out of here, man. Like, I've seen that happen too many times, where it's like just people lie to them. I've seen coffee shops where people don't go anymore, and they go, why? Oh, I start working that time, but I can't make it anymore. And you're asking behind the scenes, why don't you go anymore? Because his coffee is not good. I'm like, tell him. You know what I mean? Don't lie about it. Now he's losing customers. If you told him earlier, you haven't been there for 3 months. If you told him that 3 months ago and it took him a month to improve.
He could have changed suppliers, could have changed, the way he did things. So
something could have changed. But like being honest can really help. Be careful how you say it. Make sure you say it properly, but be honest.
Like you said last time, man, sandwich it. If one compliment, one negative, and then hit them with another compliment. Look, this coffee it's hot just the way I like it, bro.
It smells so good.
Oh, man.
Add a little bit more sugar next time. But bro, if you did, best coffee in the world, That guy's like, yeah, awesome. Just a bit more sugar. That's small. Yeah,
that's
I got
easy,
it. Makes him feel good, rather than you going, oh no, it wasn't good. Because then all you're doing is giving him a negative. And if you just give him a negative, that's all they think it is. So praise him, give him their dues, tell him what's all good about, hit him with the little what you need him to fix, praise him again, leave him on the way.
Love it, man. I think on that note, you as a consumer, find a way to help your local businesses. Find a way to support your local businesses, whether it's through your friends. And if you don't have any friends that are out there doing things, for themselves, starting businesses or having an entrepreneurial lifestyle, then go out there and help your local Muslim brothers and sisters and your local community. And just, put your dollar, help circulate the money within the actual community longer than it, than it currently is. Because 5 times around is not good enough, man. We got to get it to 20. 20 times around, man. Now, you want to order pizzas, don't go to Domino's. Go to your local pizza shop, and order from there. You want to get coffee, same thing, man. It might be a little bit extra of a travel, but that travel, it means a lot to that, local business. So, put yourself in your brother's shoes or your sister's shoes, and wish for them and do for them as you would like to have done for yourself. Yeah.
That's it. We'll probably see him next week. Support your local businesses.
Support Unleashed Potential is what we're saying. In a roundabout way.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, man. But yeah, to all the listeners, man, we appreciate your support so far. And on that note, we're going to
see you next week, inshallah.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.